when I touched that white up, I got just a fuzz bit of white right there. Back here, apparently, little bitty speckles. And right on this lip right here and a little bit right there. Not a big deal. I caught it before the clear. I'm gonna touch that up real quick. Let it set for about 15-20 minutes. And tack cloth it one more time to double check. And get into the clear. Alright guys, I've already gone around. Got all the lower edges, all the way around the wheel wells, around the headlights, and the hood, the doors. Got all the edging done. Now it's time to start the clear. Always nervous when I first start clear. I'm gonna set you up on time lapse for the first few coats. I might put you on my head for a coat or two. But yesterday the headband was grinding into my head, so I didn't keep it on very long. All right, let's get you set up and see what we can get done. I know. You're gonna say, well, you didn't put the camera on your head. Yeah. It started raining, that humidity started raising, and I was trying to beat the humidity. I was trying to beat the temperature from dropping. It got down to 60 in here. I had it 80 when I first started. You got a little bit of static dust. That'll be easy enough to cut out. I haven't seen the first run, and that's kind of amazing, because that temperature changing like that, it's easy to get a run. I've got 3 heavy wet coats, and I've got 1 light flow coat. What I mean by flow coat is I'll mix the clear with the hardener, the correct mixture, and then instead of the correct mixture of reducer, I double the reducer. That slows the drying down and kind of lets it stay wet long enough to flow out. I mean, there's a little bit of orange peel, but nothing major. I've seen new cars out there with 4 times this amount. Glad to see her done though. All right, well, what's next? Not too shabby. She dried out nice overnight. A little dust settled in it overnight, but not too bad. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and start getting everything untaped, get the wheels put back on it. I'm gonna let those arms up, untape them, get my straps out. He's got a couple parts here, like his back seat. I'm gonna lay it in there. Just kind of tinker with it, get it ready in case he wants to take it. He said he's coming over about 10 o'clock this morning, so I figure I'll go ahead and get that. If he decides he wants to take it, it's ready for him. All right, well, guess I'll start untaping. Ew. Let's move you in here a little closer. All right, guess I'll climb up in. A little dirty. It'll clean. Looks like the inside is all untaped. Now I gotta raise it up and get everything underneath. I guess I can get this stuff all untaped first. Hey, there's that roll of tape I was hunting for. Right where I left it. All right, now I'll raise it up. Supposed to be working on a low budget this morning, but that's all right. Okay, I'm gonna raise it on up. Crying shame to spend all that money on papers but throw it away like that. Get my wool blankets out of there. Let's see, might as well grab my impact. I can't remember what size that was. Looks like 3/4. Okay. He said he's gonna set tricks going on this thing. And I guess the wheels are a little thicker than these, so he's got to change the wheel studs out. Gonna make them longer. Missing a lug nut on this wheel. Turned that heat on, knocked the chill off this morning. It got quite warm in here. Today actually would have been a better day for shooting clear, but I was told it was supposed to rain for the next 7 days. We be rolling. Sweet. Well, wagon sets up a little bit in the back, don't it? Oh, I didn't know that. That works. It's pink in there. Climb up in there and get them straps.
Hi, Trader.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I don't know if Mark will be back in time, but if he's back before 1 o'clock, we'll try to get over here because he went to an auction. They're selling. When I done that white car, I did it by hand.
Huh?
By hand.
That's what I'm doing.
No,
oh, you mean?
I don't remember even having the block.
Really?
I might have, but I can't remember doing it by hand. Now, is that regular water or is that soapy water?
Soapy water.
That's what I thought.
I use
I used soapy
dish
water.
soap.
Yeah, I think that's what I used too.
Keeps it from building up into paper and just
I
kind
had
of.
like 1,000 pounds worth of orange peel.
There ain't a whole lot in this.
No, it ain't super bad.
The way that weather was yesterday, I was worried about it.
But you had it probably good and warm in here.
When I first started.
Yeah.
When I first started, I had it up to 80 degrees. And about halfway through, it started pouring down rain.
Yeah.
And that temperature dropped. Kicked that heat up, and that's when I started noticing the dust.
Yep.
Let's just see how this thing's
I
gonna
know
see.
it was a rainy day. It was a rainy morning.
And then today, it was supposed to rain,
Well, it probably will sometime today.
but it looks like today would have been a better day to clear. I don't know. It turned out nice.
Yeah, it's always turned out excellent.
I got 3 heavy coats and then 1 flow coat. Well, there you go. That didn't take much at all.
Yeah. Pretty smooth too, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. That's 2,000 grit.
Is it?
All right, now that I made it ugly, take her home. All right, look how smooth that is. You can see if it'll show up in the video. I don't know if you can see those little specks of dust or not, but it didn't take much to knock that down. He decided he wanted me to go ahead and do a quick buff. Just to smooth out the dust, and that way he don't have to. No, I don't blame him. All right, so I guess I'm gonna be wet sanding. I know I'm not working on below the budget, but that's all right. That's all right. I want to complete the job. I'm going to get this thing opened up today and let it set all weekend. Like I said before, it's always good to let it flash off like that. Since I don't have a bake booth, after you clear them, you can open that surface up. And it'll let it cure out down in. Let it set for a day or so, and then you can come back and hit it with 3,000. It don't take a whole lot, but hit it with 3,000 and ready for buff. Now this is what I call a quick buff. I am not getting all the edges and stuff like that. I'm just knocking the worst of it out, and any dust or light orange peel, stuff like that. There ain't a whole lot, that's for sure. Pretty happy with that. I'm gonna go get my squeegee here in a second. All right, I'm gonna get my squeegee and clean that off. You take your time, do a little at a time. You don't want to overwork. And see, now I got a speck there and a speck there. No problem. That's why I'm doing a little at a time, so I don't have to do too much. Letting the block sand it. I'm not putting force down because that'll leave grooves in it. And when you buff it, it'll look like a wave. And if you notice, I'm not setting my bottle on the car. If I do, I set it on top of a rag. I never set a hard surface on the paint. Don't like doing that with primer either. Sometimes I do. I mean, primer, you sand it out anyways. I don't want to overwork my hands either. I had a feeling he'd want me to do this. It's all good. Kind of felt bad sending it out without it done, because paint job's not complete unless you buff it. Figure a couple days this thing will be all shiny like a penny. Another thing, I don't like rubbing my fingers on the fresh paint either. Mine are really rough. Sides won't take near as much as the tops. I can pretty much sand a car with my hands. Alright, let's see what she looks like. Still a little bit of dust up there. You know the clear laid out nice if all you're using is 2000 grit. And it's coming out like this. anything up here. All right. I love using this squeegee. Makes it real nice. Beautiful. Alright, I think I'm gonna throw you guys on time lapse for a bit. Alright, that's a light sand, and basically what that's doing, it'll highlight the dust. Getting rid of the shine, and then the dust will have a shiny spot around it. So that's when you keep sanding those areas and get them down smooth. Now on to the roof. Told him I really didn't want to do the roof because, man, it's hard to reach. But I put 1200 on the DA. I went over that. I'm gonna get it down like this right here. And then I'll go over it with 2000 by hand. Just to do the final. I'm just knocking all the tops of the dust off. And yeah, the top's got some dust. That's a lot of square footage, guys. Yeah. All right, here I go. Camera overheated on me, but I got the rest of the roof down to 1200. Just like the Amish says when you try to buy firewood on a Sunday. Not today. But not today. All I wanted to do, oh, not today. Yes, I've had that happen. I'm gonna get it down to the stripe all the way around with 2000, other than the roof. I ain't doing that today. Man. Paper's just a little small. This won't take that long. I know. I didn't work on below budget at all today. That's all right. That's quite all right. I think I'm gonna have to cut me another piece. I don't like that. Keep flipping out on me. It won't take long to do that roof. I just don't feel like leaning over it. Running the DA, I can reach out a little bit farther than by hand. And after all, it is Saturday, right? Come on, man. There ain't just a whole lot of dust on the sides. It shouldn't take much at all. Yep, this is helping my tendonitis. It is starting to get better though. I don't want to overdo it. Come on, man. Gonna make me mad here in a minute. That'll work. I'm gonna get me a better piece of sandpaper though. Son of a brick. I grabbed 400. That ain't good. You know, I thought it looked a little funny. Well, just added more work to myself. I'm gonna have to go to 1200 and then jump it up. All right. Let's start over. All right. Squeegee it off. Yeah, big difference. All right, let that dry a minute and then I'll show you the difference. Okay, this was the 400, then 1200. This is 400. See the difference in it? This is 2000. And I figured out why I grabbed the wrong paper. I'm out of 2000. Apparently, one sheet of 2000 was put in with the 400. And then I come back here. I don't know how well that'll show up, but this corner got some dirt thrown into it and cleared over top. I'm gonna have to re-clear or reshoot the white right there and re-clear it. Dang it. All right, well, it ain't happening today. I can't continue to sand because I don't have any 2000, and I'm not gonna tackle that today. I'm gonna have to tape it off real good, wet sand it. I'll sand it, no, I don't know, 400. Shoot the white on that quarter panel again. Shoot the clear on that quarter panel again. And then continue. So I'm gonna have to get some 2000 grit sandpaper coming in. Well, it's Saturday. That just ruined my work day. Oh well, it is what it is what they say. So, all right, I guess I'll cut out for the day. It's already 2:30, so I'm going home.